Does it work? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot hold the microphone anymore because recently I realized I'm holding it the same way when I hold a penis, when I suck it. So I cannot do it in public anymore. So yeah, I'm not good with stick, obviously. Yeah, I am from Belarus. Anyone from Belarus? Oh, I feel so alone. As usual. All right, yeah, I am from Belarus, but I've been here for 12 years, a long time. And for you to understand how I ended up here, 12 years ago when I was still in Belarus, I was very sad. And I wanted to leave the country so bad, I tried to commit suicide. I'm bad at it, obviously. But when my grandfather found out, he came into my room and said, "I have the country just for you." And he put me in a car and brought me to Lithuania. So that's how I ended up here. Yeah, and I do look like I have some mental issues, I know. Every day I wake up and I think to myself, Moira, давай нормально šiandien. Meaning like, Moira, let's do it normal today. But the time comes for me to go out and I look like a sexually confused 12-year-old boy. And yeah, I mean, to my excuse, today is International Daughters Day. And as a 30-plus childless cat lady, I celebrate my daughter, daughter number 1. And daughter number 2 is actually me, because as my therapist said, you have an inner child that needs healing. All those contraceptives for years to find out you already have a child and it's you, it's fucked up. Yeah, so, you know, I am in depression, and the other day I was going to the pharmacy to buy my monthly supply of antidepressants and oral contraceptives, and the pharmacy lady looked at me with sad eyes and said, "Here is akcje kepure for you," meaning there is a promotional hat for you. and I'm like, all right. So turns out when you take oral contraceptives and antidepressants, you become impotent. And, you know, she gave me a clue, so I'm like, what is this Tribestan? What country is that? Turns out it's a testosterone drug that helps you get wet. Who would think that you would need testosterone to get wet? And they say we're emotional. Yeah, so, yeah, in any way, as I realize you've been in Lithuania for different prolonged period of times, not so prolonged, but are you familiar with road rage? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes. I don't have a driving license, but I have a road rage. I drive a bicycle. I drive a bicycle, but not for sports because that's gay. I drive it heterosexually for commuting. So I came here with a bicycle, but like, you know, question to Lithuanians and to other people, have you heard this rule, keep to the right?
Yes.
In any unknown situation, I know I come from dictatorship, but I thought everybody knew this, you know, keep to the right. But like every time I go out, what is this? I call this This is so sad, the PTSD to my work as a stripper. Anyway, people play this sidewalk game like, you know, where are you gonna go? And I'm like, last time I checked, Vishte in Gejay was an offensive word, you know, then why do they play chickens on the street? And I would be okay with it, but it gives me PTSD working night shifts and finishing at 8 a.m., walking this Vilnius street, and the man be like, are you coming to my place or your place, you know? No, too much PTSD, not good for my anxiety. So yeah, But I take anxiety a little bit to the next level. It's now it's fast and extreme, like do Max Verstappen of anxiety. So, like the other day I made the mistake of eating some chips before going to bed, and then I read some news that they found lead in all the Shein, AliExpress, Temu products. Well, you can see that my closet is basically a Shein warehouse. So my delusional ass is in bed thinking that, oh, there is this Chernobyl glow coming out from my closet all of a sudden. And it sends me back to Belarus, growing up in 90s when we heard Chernobyl siren, like, seek shelter, Chernobyl rain is coming. And I'm like, yeah, Chernobyl kid. I lay in bed, but how do I hide from all this radioactivity in my closet when it's like next to my bed? So yeah, I had 8 panic attacks, which lasted 15 hours. So in the morning, I'm like, let me call every psychiatric hospital. And they're like, best we can do is 2 weeks appointment. I'm like, bleh, I'm dying already. And so they say call 112, but I know it's a trick. Some people have hobbies, they go out, meet friends. I have hobbies, I go to hospitals. So I know what happens in Lithuania when you call 112 for a panic attack. The suffering is costly. It's 74.68 € for a panic attack. So no, I'm not gonna call that anymore. So yeah, that's how I know that depression is very common here. We don't care. They don't care. It's fine. You're dying. Feels like dying. That's fine. You're fine. So yeah, that's Lithuania for you. And I also know that I grew up on this, I call it post-Soviet diet. Usually when mothers feed their kids, they're like, ooh, here comes an airplane, open your mouth. My mom was like, ooh, here comes generational trauma, open your mouth. Some body dysmorphia, so tasty, some dissociation. Nice. I grew up so big and mentally ill. So that's growing up in Belarus. Yeah, so I want to offer, for the sake of like millennials and post-Soviet kids, let's do this exercise. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for getting out of bed today. Yeah, so, and the last one, can I get the round of applause for swallowing that food? Thank you so much. The only cheer I get for that is from my husband after I blow him. I appreciate the protein, but it's not enough for my nourishment. And one time he got so sentimental, he said, honey, they write books about you. And I'm like, oh, what kind of books? And he says, vacuum cleaner manual. Great sucking, now clean up. And I know that I have a passion for sucking, but that's because I come from a highly patriarchal state. I needed to search for my power in very uncommon things, for example, blowjobs. Like now when I do it, I feel powerful because at the back of my head, I always know that at a very small clench of a jaw, you can change a whole man's life. The whole manlyhood in your mouth. I mean, the power. So, yeah. And some news about penises because I'm obsessed with them. They found microplastic in sperm. It's news. So basically now men are 3D printers. I don't know what to do with that information. And in the other news on my penis front, the average size of penis increased by 3 centimeters from 12 centimeters to 15. But for you to feel the news like I feel the news, do you know the average size of the vagina? It's 7. So my question is, how is the average vagina should accommodate the average dick? So next time you have sex, remember this song. Knock, knock, knocking on cervix door. And God forbid there is a kid on the other side. That's just child abuse. Yeah, and anyone's parents bothering about them like having kids and stuff like this? Like, where are the grandchildren? No? Yeah. My mom bothers because in Belarus, we don't believe in mental problems. You're like, you have mental problems, have a kid. And I'm like, is that what you did? On that thought, thank you very much.